Welcome to a new video. As you see, not that happy of a title. It is what it is. I wasn't planning on making more videos showing every single session. I did it once and I said I was gonna do it again, but the last time I did it, it was a winning session and last month was brutal. So I'm like, okay, let's do one more that's a losing month, and I'm not really risking much since I lost money. So I'm happy sharing it. And that's just part of poker. I mean, in live cash, it's less often that you have losing months because it's way lower variances compared to if you like follow tournament players. I think it's way more common to have losing months, even losing years. Losing years isn't a thing in live cash, I don't think, unless you're playing some really, maybe if you're playing super high stakes online, that the variances are massive and you're playing against really good players and you don't win a bunch. Anyways, but live cash, losing years is really not a thing. So yeah, losing months are though, since this is the second one I've had, and I think this is the worst one. Last losing month I had was last year around the same time. So 2 losing months in about 2.5 years that I've been playing. Still not fun. It gets absolutely brutal. I think I managed it a lot better this time around because I think I've toughened up dealing with bad beats and bad runs, because I've been dealing with it for a while now. Thankfully, I had a few months in between that were good. What was it, May? The 2 months before July were good months that kind of balance off July. Still, altogether, the 3 months aren't great because this last one, but at least I made a good amount those 2 previous, so I'm doing okay. And let's get right into it. A lot of this is going to be big losing sessions, and the winning sessions are small. So that's just how it was. And as well, oh, I got to record. Good thing I didn't start. As well, I remember I was counting. I just losing so many all-ins, and it was pretty crazy. But we'll get to it as we start going. So let's just get right through this. So on the first, plus 20 as well. If you didn't see the previous one, a lot of times it's split in 2. It's the same day. It's just because I started playing 1-3 and then I moved to 2-5. It's weird if there's 3, but that just means 2-5 broke and it went back to 1-3. So if there's more than one, it's because of that as well. Different from the previous one, I'm just putting the playing. I'm not putting promotions. I talk about that after. I just want to show straight up from playing. So yeah, first day, $20. I'll put as well the hours since I don't see it right here, but you'll see it. $20. Second day, first day 2, right into it, minus $1,290. So definitely not a fun way to start the month. And next day, minus $815. After that, we basically break even since we played 1-3, minus 90. Then we played 2-5 and we made $70. Day after that was nice. I remember this. This was right before I went to Disneyland, so it felt pretty good. This was the same day, so I made $370 and $700, so a little over $1,000. This went really well because it was the day after I was having a few days off. So it felt nice kind of making most of the money back that I started being in the red and then having some days off, just feeling a little better about it. So it was nice timing, but you see right after, things don't go great. Minus 70 and minus 935. So that feel good was gone the very next day since I lost $1,000 the next day. Minus 250 plus 260, but that same day 2.5 minus 240. So I broke even that day. Minus 115 and minus 140. So I lost that day. Plus 190 plus 365, but then I played 2.5 and it was minus 595. So I do remember that too. A lot of times I was doing okay in 1-3, but 2.5 was just pretty brutal. I'll talk about that. Well, I kept talking in between, almost halfway through the month. So yeah, plus 150, but I went to 2.5 and I lost 1,400. And I remember this session still. There was just a few pretty nasty bad beats. One of them, I just flopped top 2, and this guy threw a pre-flop. I had king queen suited, small blind 3-bet me. I call, another guy called, basically flop king queen, and this guy went bet. I think he was almost all in by the river, and he had ace jack and it was a 10 on the river. So he hit his gut shot on the river for like over $2,000. And right before that, a guy runnered very hand before that. The guy runnered a flush against my top pair, top kicker. So yeah, that was a super brutal session. And yeah, so you could see halfway through the month, things are not looking pretty at all. And things I want to say. Oh yeah, I was keeping track. Well, I think this was more in the second half, but I was just, so many times it's like the expected value you have from situations, from hands that you just don't get. And there was a few spots. I remember I got it all in pre-flop pocket aces against pocket queens. And we ran it twice, and thankfully, because the guy hit a queen on the first board, and then that was over $2,000. And against the same guy, I had ace king against ace four, all in pre-flop for over $2,000. Oh no, kings against ace four, and we chopped it again. So I made no money in those two hands that have a pretty high expected value. So that's just money that, I expect to win, and just, the variances, it just doesn't come my way. And a bunch of all-ins. I mean, so many times, I remember it's kind of like a joke. One day I had like ace king 5 times in a day, and I lost all of them. That was 1-3, but I think each pot was at least $300. So imagine 5, that's $1,500-$1,600. That all that money shouldn't come my way, but a portion of it. So just imagine half. All the times I was flipping or ahead that day, that's what was pretty brutal. So at least 750, and even more, 800-900, because I was ahead a lot of times. So that's all money that is expected to come my way that doesn't, and that was a lot this month. So let's keep on going. I think I went to the 15th. Next is minus 345. Then plus 65 and plus 110. So that's why a lot of the winning sessions, that's literally not even $200. I lose 1,000 and I'm up 200. Minus 40 plus 465, so that was a winning session. Plus 80, minus 580, plus 110. But, oh no, that's next day, sorry. Minus 95, plus 15, minus 560, plus 330, minus 180, minus 40. So as you see, like plus 585, so that was a winning month. As well as a lot of things too. It gets really frustrating when you're having a bad month or just a bad period of time that you just can't get any momentum. You win 300-400 one day, you lose it the next day. And you win a little bit and then you lose it. And it's just the whole time. Because it's not even a thing about not losing. It's like, this is what I do for a living. So it's hours I'm putting into it that I'm just not making money. So even breaking even is frustrating when I can't get any momentum going. And quick pause while we get through the rest, let you know that this video is brought to you by LuckyRips. It's a super cool concept I never heard before that mixes the thrill of opening cards like Pokemon cards and collect them with actually investing in silver and gold. And the way they do that, they collect different items from all over the world, make sure they're all high quality, they package them up randomly, and then you get to buy them. So it's really cool. You never know what comes. Again, it's mostly, I'm pretty sure it's silver and gold, and it's all different type of items like coins. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. You can see it way better. And they have their drop on the 26th, and it's limited. A lot of things is one of a kind, so they don't have a limited amount. So if you want to try to hop on that, make sure they start doing it at midnight on the 26th until they run out. So I'll leave the link in the description to that. And with that said, let's get back to seeing the month. Where were we at? I'm pretty sure I left it off when I was up 585. The next day, minus 110. Same day, minus 735. Next day, minus 210. I did make a little bit, $100 in 2.5. 30th, minus 60 and plus 75, so basically breaking even. And last day of the month, minus 45 and minus 45, so minus $90. And this is the results. So definitely brutal. And when things like this happen, definitely try my best to be as aware as possible. I think I'm decent compared to the general population. That's not saying much about myself. But I don't get too much on tilt. I punted once. If you could say it's a punt. I'm trying to work more on my aggression. I basically triple barrel bluffed. I could share the hand. It was a 3-bet pot at ace king, and I 3-bet, and one person fold, and a flat caller called. So he double flatted. And those ranges basically super capped most of the times, a lot of pocket pairs. So when the flop came 3-3-4, I just thought I have all the overpairs, aces, kings, and queens. I'm going to get all of his pocket pairs and broadways to fold if I just go bet, bet, bet. And I did that. And he had 3-4. He flopped a full house. So that was $1,000, I guess, I could have saved. But apart from that, I do think if something, when I'm running bad and I'm just getting frustrated, I go into passive mode. So I don't think I punt like you see other players that made the most common. That's, I think, is probably worse. It's a lot more expensive. What I tend to do is I just go more in passive mode. That's bad as well, because that just makes things worse, because I lose more money by not making as much as I could when I'm going for value, or losing a lot more by just, because a lot of times if you 3-bet pre-flop, you can take it down then, or you go heads up, and you have a lot higher chances to winning and making money when you heads up than 3 or 4 ways. And when you go passive mode, you just play a lot more multi-way pots, and it's a lot harder to win and just higher variances. So the most profitable way is just being aggressive, getting heads up pots by 3-betting. And yeah, and I do think I don't tend to do that. I'm trying to go into like lower, don't lose so much money. So try to keep the pot smaller, but that could be counterintuitive that you actually may lose more money by playing that way. Because you're actually having a lower hourly. So just with that, you're going to be losing more money. And yeah, thankfully this month is doing better, because I'm mid through August. I'm actually filming this a few days before it's uploaded. So this is like right in time with when you guys are seeing it. And thankfully as well, end of last month, I got a contract with Ignition that pays pretty well. That's helping out a bunch too. So these are one of those moments I'm really happy I do content, because, I have another source of income. Because if it's only poker and you run this bad, that's not even you breaking even. Like, I'm losing a chunk of money. Like, that's a lot of money and a lot of hours put into it. A lot of hours working to lose money. I mean, that's most jobs, that's not even a possibility. That does happen with poker. So I don't know what else to say. That was this month. If you, always happy to talk. If there's anything that you guys have a question about that I did not clear up with this video, you could definitely leave it in the comments. And good thing about running bad like this, I do think it pushes you to focus on getting better, because I do think it's a mistake. And I think it's pretty normal and natural. When you're running good and you're making money, you're not thinking about studying that much and improving. But when you're running bad and it's losing, yeah, your mind does go more to like, okay, how can we play better to make this happen less? Or if I'm running bad, I just lose less because I'm not relying completely on hitting hands. I have the skill to bluff, or I'm aware enough that if it's a bad beat or someone has a better hand than me, I don't lose as much as I could. Because yeah, there's plenty of spots. I remember saw a video recently. You don't have to get stacked if you have pocket kings against pocket aces, if you're super deep, and yeah, just trying to improve. So I lose the minimum and make the maximum when I have it. And I'm actually, because I was playing 6 days a week last month, I'm dropping it down to 5 days. And the extra day is for the live streams of Ignition that I'm doing this month, and as well as study. I'm going to put a few hours at least like that a month into studying. I got GTO Wizard and just the boot camp, just doing what they suggested, just working on my thought process, because big part of it is when you're playing in the moment, you have such a limited time, right? So part of the exercise that they told me to do is when I'm home and I have the whole time in the world, is just put as much time as I want into a hand and see what answer I get to, right? And then see what I did in game. Because maybe if in 2 minutes I got to one answer and then I spend 5 minutes and I get to a different answer that is better, well, I gotta work on my thought process to be able to make those 5-minute decisions in 2 minutes, in 1 minute. So that is just putting practice into just, at home, just running hands and just trying to think through it as much as I want because I have all the time, and then cut it and just try to get the best answer in less time. So I'm working on that. And it does happen a lot. Like maybe I make a decision in the moment and like right after I'm like, fuck, I didn't think about this. I didn't think about that. If I would have thought about that, I would have made a different decision. And that happens pretty often because it is a time game and it is part of the game. You have to make decisions quick unless you're an ass and they keep on calling time on you. But I definitely don't recommend that, and people get fed up with you. In live cash games, I guess, people just have to deal with you because they can't kick you out. If you do it too long, the floor may give you a warning, But anyways, that's going on off a tangent. So anyways, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to improve my game a lot. I do think it's showing on last vlogs. I'm being a lot more aggressive and finding spots. So yeah, make sure you check out the next video of next week, because I just triple barrel bluff with complete air. I'm doing a lot more often, and it's just so much of just being aware of the table, the dynamics, and exploiting live cash players that tend to not protect their range and check raise way too much with value and not with bluff. So they end up with river with a very capped range, and you could just go bet a bunch when they just call you down because they don't protect their range. And yeah, anyways, I think we've talked enough. That was July, absolutely brutal, but I feel very lucky that I'm still here after that month, that I could afford having a month like that, because not long ago, if I would have had that month, I would have been in Mexico. So I feel very lucky that I'm in a spot that I could handle that, and I'm still here and I'm doing okay. My bankroll isn't super pretty after that month, but we're still here. And again, I feel super lucky that this month I'm doing pretty well, making money with content. So I wouldn't be surprised if this month actually my main source of income is in poker. That definitely would be a massive achievement. I hopefully not, because I want to make a lot of money playing. But anyways, that is it. I just want to say I feel super lucky being in this situation. It's just pretty crazy that I play poker for a living, and it's brutal. As you see, some months, July was not fun. But I just think it's lucky in its own way. It just helps you grow as a person and get stronger mentally and as a player. Because I had that, if I would have had that month a year ago, I definitely think I would have reacted very differently, and not as well, especially for my poor wife and kids. Not in a way that I'd be mean to her, aggressive, but like I'd just be bummed. I'd just be a lot more down and just sad and just like probably a little more irritated than usual. So I still was, of course. I think it affected me that I was a little lower energy, and I just had to put a lot more mental effort to get the day going. Because, you know, after losing 1,000, when I wake up in the morning, I just feel like shit, you know, and I know I got to get going, and I know I got my kids that I got to take care of till like 3 p.m. That's when I go to play. I take care of the kids. So I just have to push myself. So it was definitely a lot more mental effort, just having to push myself. I mean, there was some mornings that I was literally just putting on music and just, you know, my workout music that's really aggressive, and just hyping myself into going and getting the energy and just snapping myself out of it and just going and working out. And yeah, that's one thing. If I could share experience that July was, mornings were like a battle with myself. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. I would battle with myself in the morning to feel good, and because I knew I couldn't afford just to be all sad and depressed and laying on the couch and poor me. So I'd snap myself out of it by listening to music and working out, and you know, I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds weird, but I'll just put music and just fucking scream, and it'd make me feel better. And yeah, we're here, we survived, and this month's going better, and we got the contract with Ignition, you know. So just focusing, never giving up, and keep on moving forward. That's all I could do, and just doing what's in my control, you know. Hopefully we run good now, and this month, again, it's going good so far. We're halfway through it, and we're about at what expected, I think, what I expect from hourly, so I'm happy with that. And with all of it, let's not rant too much longer. Thank you all for watching. As usual, if you could subscribe, like, and comment, I always appreciate it. I would love to be able to make more and more money with content. So months like July is not stressful as they are, because hopefully I don't have to rely so much on playing. And that is it. So I'll see you all on Wednesday for my Ignition. No, wait, tonight for my live stream. I'm doing my live stream tonight. Should be at 7 p.m., but you know, I got my kids and everything, so maybe at 8, 7 or 8 is my live stream tonight. And on Wednesday will be the highlights of that live stream. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week.